me. I am powerful.
I am powerful.
Louder. I am powerful.
I am powerful.
I am powerful.
I am powerful.
Well, hello. Welcome to the podcast. Today, I am super excited because our next guest has a solution to a huge problem, a solution that I never thought about, but is actually really obvious. And she is known for this solution. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Cathy. Cathy, tell the world who you are.
Yippee! I'm excited too. Well, my working title is Cathy Crawley Laughing Bean Queen. It doesn't fit on a business card. I offer simple solutions for today's challenges. Worms for indoor composting, sprouts for eating, grow your own, and laughter for overall health and wellness.
I love it. So tell me about this solution. Because I looked at your stuff and the first thought was worms. So talk to me, please.
Worms. So I'm located in Canada, just north of Toronto. And in 2002, our landfill filled up and we had nowhere to put our garbage, even though Canada's second largest country in the world. And we started to export our garbage to Michigan. Can you imagine?
Really?
Yeah, sorry about
that. So it was a big problem. So they were really filled, nowhere to put this thing. Okay, so what did you do about it?
I had a solution.
Yeah.
Indoor composting with worms. So worms in the house. Who doesn't want that?
That's why when I first saw it, I'm like, worms, but yes.
So it's this vermicomposting is the same as regular outdoor composting, except it's done inside, at least in Canada in the winter.
So it's happening now. You guys are doing this over there?
Absolutely. Yes.
Oh.
Vermicomposting is taking place around the world. Many countries are looking at this in a big way. Cuba is the leader at this time.
Really? So this is new info for me. Okay, so this is explain what the composting is with the worms. Explain the whole concept of that.
Okay, so composting is nature's way to look after organic matter. No special equipment is required. Maybe you have an actual composter, like a container, or just a pile. You add in your food scraps, your yard waste, your manures, you mix it all together, and nature breaks it down into humus or compost that we can then apply on our gardens. What I'm talking about is the same idea, except it's done inside with worms. It's vermicomposting.
Okay.
The worms are not free range, so they're not roaming around your house.
Get off and go get the garbage. Get off of it. I love it.
So they're in a container and they need a carbon-nitrogen mix. So the carbon or the bedding is shredded paper, could be leaves, straw, cardboard. And then the nitrogen is the food scraps. So the coffee grounds, banana peels, potato peels, our peels from the kitchen. The worms require both and they eat it all. And their poop is the black gold. That's the fertilizer.
So it's its own sustaining. Once it gets going, it sustains itself. It's kind of what I'm hearing. Okay, how big does it have to be in my house? Like, what kind of space do I need to make this happen? And for it to be efficient, right? For it to work in my house.
Yeah, so any container will do. What I suggest is having a container that will fit. Imagine an apartment in New York, small, not a lot of space for something else, another piece of equipment. So it can be even a table that's a worm bin. And so you've got your tabletop. It could be a chair. So, the chair part is the worm bin so that you're not taking up extra space. What I suggest to people is getting a container that fits the space that they have.
Oh, so you don't need I imagine the big thing okay, this is good. And how fast do they go through the garbage?
Oh my gosh, they're super fast. It's so beautiful. Yeah, so there's something the size of a Rubbermaid tote or a recycling bin, something that size is perfect. The more worms you have, the more food you can add in. And I'll use a pound of worms for easy math. So if you had a pound of worms, they eat about half their weight per day in food scraps. You're adding 3 to 4 pounds of food per week, and plus the paper, they're eating it all. Yeah. So the recycling bin, you have your worms in there. You bury the food so you don't get fruit flies.
Got it. I didn't think about that. Okay. That's why we need a specialist. This is good.
Right.
I didn't think about that. Okay.
Yeah, so it is all kinds of microorganisms. It's bacteria, springtails, mites. And when I say these things, people freak out. They're like, I don't want bugs in my
Yeah,
house.
definitely.
It's okay. We are bugs. I mean, we're more bugs than
And they're everywhere, even if we don't see them. They're everywhere. They're always there.
they're microscopic.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's it. And we don't need to be afraid of them because they're beneficial. They help us. But the fruit flies bug us.
Yes.
Now, they don't cause any disease for humans or pets. They just bug us because we call them bugs. Just doing them.
We literally named them how they make us feel. Humans. You can't beat them, can't join them. Yeah, we named it exactly. I didn't even think about that. They bug us. We named them bugs. Yeah.
Stop bugging me. How can I? I'm doing my job.
Wow. I love
Oh,
it.
thank you for getting my ridiculous, like, dad humor jokes.
That's me. I'm a walking dad humor. My kids don't find me funny whatsoever, but I still do it because I find it funny. So it's only organic stuff though, right? Like they don't eat paper or.
They do eat paper, but they don't eat plastic. They don't eat glass or tin. Yeah.
So So that's a lot of waste. Like cumulative with everyone. That's a big percentage of waste.
Yes. And not only that, Julio, the thing is that a lot of our food is wasted even before it gets to the table. It's wasted. It's left in the field. It doesn't get harvested. It rots in transit. Weather. There's so many reasons. So we waste so much of our food, and there's been research, like studies done in different municipalities because this is such a big problem. We all eat, we all create food waste. And the average is about 25% of the food that we bring home, we throw away.
Oh, that's horrible.
So for a visual, imagine you bring home 4 grocery bags. You've spent a lot of money, first of all. So
Yes.
4 grocery bags, 25%, you leave one at the curb.
Oh my goodness. I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
Right?
we leave a lot behind and sometimes for simple things. It looks a little color or it looks a little, that's a lot of waste. So, okay, so they're doing this and you say in Canada, they adopted this. Did it curb the waste problem?
Well, the challenge with the worm business is the worms. My goal was worms in every living space, every house, every school, not like every classroom, not just one bin in a school as a project. Worms in every community center, every business, worms everywhere, like the recycling bin. So we've got our apple core. Where's the worm bin? That was my goal 23 years ago. But, I have a psych degree, and I realized that people might have been traumatized as a child after a rainy day. Maybe a sibling chased them around with worms, maybe a fishing incident where the green goo was coming out of the worm.
Got it.
You
Or
know,
even the idea, like for me as a child, it was the idea worms are nasty. Don't get near them. It means there's waste. It means they're eating stuff we don't touch or like or our waste. So, but that is what works.
that's it,
the
right?
problem.
The worms are the original alchemists. They turn garbage, what we call garbage, into black gold.
Black gold. Let me tell it's just, man, nature gives us everything we need to do it the right way. Why do we fight it? Why do you think people fight it so much? I know you named that. That's one. What else do you think? Why do people fight these ideas that can actually change the world?
Oh, a few things. So money, if we follow the money, right? We're marketed to death, right? We're always told we need that shiny thing. We have to get that chemical to put on our crops so they'll grow better. But if we look at nature just does everything for us.
It does.
If we're patient.
Yeah.
So I would say money. And I recently heard that the pursuit of convenience is what's killing us.
Wait, okay, that's actually a big idea that you just said. That's huge. That's bigger than the worms. So the pursuit of convenience is it's hurting us bad. We want to get to work faster. So we build cars with bigger engine. We use more gasoline. Yeah, my goodness.
Right. So the worm you asked if it was not everybody in Canada for sure is not doing worm composting. That would be so great. I would love that. And it is the worms and the idea, like I got to do something else. It's like, well, you're doing something with those banana peels already. Instead of putting them there, put them here.
But the feeling of it I don't know. I'm going to try it. I was telling my daughter, my teenage daughter, she wants to heal the world. She's that mindset, right? And I was telling her, I'm interviewing someone that is teaching to use worms in order to get rid of garbage. She's excited. She wants to try it. So today we're going to go shop for the equipment. So what do I need to start it?
Any container will do. You probably have a container, a Rubbermaid bin from laying around. Any kind of container will do. I would say use plastic because it's portable. It's easy to move around. You need some holes in your bin because it's aerobic process, meaning with oxygen. So although we're adding rotting food in, it doesn't smell like rotting food. Okay. The worms breathe oxygen like we do, and if it smells bad, that oxygen has been converted into gas.
Oh. Well, you know your stuff. You know your stuff. Okay. And so we need to buy the worms, right? We need to buy the worms, like the initial set. Do they breed on, like once you get a set, does it keep going or you got to continue?
They breed more than rabbits.
That says something. It's a win-win situation. So it's like a solution that keeps growing on its own.
It's a sustainable, have you heard of the term circular economy?
No.
So the circular economy is not adding in new inputs. Like what we have right now is we have raw materials. We send our raw materials to the States, and then you make something and then you ship it back and we pay more money. And even more now, but we won't talk about that. So well, circular economy is a closed loop. It's not adding. There's no waste. Everything is. And that's where the worms come in. So we have our food, we eat, we have some scraps. We feed the scraps to the worms. The worms eat that, so they need that to exist. Their poop becomes the fertilizer, so we can grow more food.
Got it.
We add that back in. It doesn't get transported all around.
Oh, it's a circle.
It's a circle.
Got it.
So any container will do. You need some holes. You need some bedding. Shredded paper is great. Egg cartons, the paper ones, drink trays from the coffee shop, beautiful materials, paper towel rolls, toilet paper rolls, paper bags, paper plates. All of these things are great materials. You need a little bit of soil from outside. The worms are the soil makers, but they need a little bit of grit. They have a gizzard like a chicken, so it helps to process the food. And there's little organisms in the soil that will coexist with the worms.
Wow.
So the worms are like the top feeder, even though worms are freaked out by worms. They're more freaked out by the microbes.
Yeah.
So the microbes are doing all the heavy lifting. They're breaking down, they're decomposing all the material, and then the worms come along and eat their poop. So everyone's eating everyone else's stuff.
Nature. It's like, I don't know, we change things, but it's like built to last. If we would just follow what it's telling us. Look at that circle you're talking about. I love it. I love the idea. Now, so we definitely have a lot of garbage to feed it daily. How do you have to like slice it up, like compact it? What do you have to do before you put it in there? You just throw it in there.
Yeah. So a few things you can do. If you chop the material, the worms don't have teeth. They do depend on the bugs. So the more you chop it up,
the faster. The
more exposed surface, the faster it breaks down, the more the worms can eat. Is the basic formula. You can freeze your scraps and thaw it. Okay. That changes the molecular structure of the peel. So if you've ever, I think you're in Florida, is that right?
Yep.
So in Florida, you don't have winter, but in Canada, say I'm tomato, right? So I'm like, I want to have a tomato sandwich in February. So I'm going to freeze my tomato. When I pull that tomato out of the freezer, I can't slice it now. Now it's tomato juice or tomato soup. Because the molecular structure of the peel has been broken.
Got it.
So that will speed up the decomposition if you do that. And that will also release the moisture. So the worms eat half their weight. That moisture is also weight. So if you're adding that moisture in, that's part of your daily weight that you're adding in.
Got it. But we could, like you said, one of our issues is convenience. But we could, if we wanted to, just tear it up and dig it in there.
Sure could. Yeah.
And how long do these worms last? Like each individual, I know they keep reproducing, but how long? I don't even know how long the worms live.
So they'll live up to 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Wow, what? Here's some beautiful things.
I didn't know that.
I know. So, but not in the wild, right? I think PETA's not going to love me too much, but having the worms inside.
Like that too, the worms. I mean, we need a limit. We need a limit. Okay.
So in the wild, everybody loves worms, right? They're pure protein. Everyone, I mean, all the animals, right? Like rodents love worms, birds love worms, frogs and snakes, raccoons and skunks, and all of these animals love worms because they're pure protein. So in the wild, likely a year or two is what they last.
Oh, because of the predators. But wait, so
Yes.
okay, so I like watching nature shows a lot, and I've seen where there are cultures that eat these worms. The worms are part of their diet.
Sure.
How much protein do they give? Do you know?
I don't know the percentage how much, but they are mostly protein.
Look at me. I'm thinking about eating worms. Let me go ahead of myself. Let me just start with the garbage, right? So let me ask you this. Why this for you? You said you have a degree in psych, right? This is totally the other direction, right? What is it about this that you're so interested in doing?
So in life, we're given messages, things come along, and if we're paying attention, we see the signs. So I bought my house in 93. I moved out of Toronto into a small town, and I couldn't wait to start gardening and composting. That very year that I started, that I bought my house, a teacher friend asked me to look after her worm bin for the summer. I didn't want worms in my house.
Look, your worm bin. What is that? Those the pets? Like, what is going on? Yeah, I got it.
Right. So, and I think that I come from a place where I think we should try things for ourselves. Like people will tell you, oh, you won't like that. Oh, good. Give me a list. Like, just give me a list of things I won't like. Save me some time. That's ridiculous, right? I mean, nothing for everybody. So I took on the challenge. It was a brutal summer because I had worms in my house and I didn't want them in my house, but I wanted black gold. So I would open up the lid, throw the food in, close the lid. I was a fruit fly farmer.
Wait, so you were in that business, kind of, in that industry?
I was not. No,
What is a fruit fly farmer? Oh, I feel so.
I opened up the bin and threw the stuff in. Like, have you ever had fruit flies in your house?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Have you ever had a worm bin?
No.
Okay. So you know the fruit flies don't come from the worm bin because you've already had fruit flies and you didn't have them. Okay. So the fruit flies come from the fruit. I'm going to say bananas because generally we don't wash the banana before we eat it. We peel it and then the eggs are still intact on the peel. Same with Same with oranges and apples. They're on all the fruit. They're fruit flies. But we wash the apple, we wash the pear, and we peel the orange, right? So, and they're not harmful to us. So for anyone listening going, ooh, fruit flies, it's okay if you already have had them.
Most likely, right? We've had them. They land on our food and
Yeah, they get in the wine. It's a nuisance. Okay.
Why?
Stop bugging my wine.
Yeah, anything but that. I didn't need you to compost this.
Some management is required. If you have fruit flies outside, it's fine because they're just breaking down the material. You don't want them in the house because they bug us.
Of course.
Because I wasn't managing my worm bin, I was just throwing the food in and closing the bin. I was propagating these fruit flies because it was a perfect environment for them. They don't bug the worms. They're breaking down the food. So the worms are like, thanks for breaking down the food for us.
Yeah, get out of here.
Chewing our food, right? So they have this beautiful relationship, but they bug us. Okay, so some maintenance is required. At the end of that summer, I was like, I kept the worms alive. I put on big gloves to separate the worms from the compost. And I said, I'm never doing this again. If I want worm poo, I'll just go buy it from the numerous worm farms out there.
Why am I doing this? Yes, got it.
Okay. So then fast forward to 2000, I get my psych degree. I graduate. It took me 15 years to get my psych degree. Stay in school.
You got it. That's what matters. You got there.
The time goes by, right? I was just going at night. I mean, I didn't care about the paper. I just liked going to school. Okay, so I got a job at a group home working with challenged adults. They had 10 homes and a farm, and they didn't compost. And I was like, oh my gosh, why don't they compost? Like, it's nature's way to create this beautiful fertilizer. When I approached them about composting, they said, we don't need the fertilizer because we have cows.
Oh, got it. So they didn't see the.
They didn't see the value. Meanwhile, if you produce any volume of food scraps, grocery stores, universities, hospitals, any large organizations, they're creating a lot of food waste.
Yes.
And you got to pay a lot to get rid of it because that's the devil. Like, it was yesterday's dinner, but today it rots and it's attracting rodents and fruit flies, right? So you pay a lot to dispose of that fresh organic matter. So I said, wow, oh my gosh. And I spoke to them about composting, and the greenhouse manager said, well, what about worm composting? Have you ever done something and you were so excited about it? You're like, yay, I'm going to do this thing. And then it didn't work out like you thought it was going to?
Yes, all the time.
Right. So you said, I'm never doing that again. That's what happened. Okay. So then the greenhouse manager said worm composting. And I was like, oh no,
You got trauma of the worms that came back.
the worms. No, not again. 'Cause, I was like, oh gosh, ew, not the worms again. No, I tried that. But I believe that was my first introduction. So that was my first introduction. I was ready for my second introduction. It was an institution. They weren't getting worms anytime soon. I came home from work that day and I was like, oh, let me do some research. So I started to research vermicomposting and the red wigglers and discovered the magic of these worms. They eat half their weight per day in food scraps. They turn garbage into gold. They have 5 hearts each. And I heard that the average family produces a ton of organic waste in a year, and that a pound of worms and their descendants can transform a ton of organic waste in a year. And I had this epiphany, like, wow, every family needs a pound of worms. And I'm just the one to put a pound of worms in every house. That's what came to me when I was researching. Okay, I'm still working as a social worker, and then I get injured at work. Boonk. Oh, look at the universe giving me another sign.
The worms is the answer.
So I came home from work. I was stressed. I was like, oh, gosh, now what do I do? I feel like I'm not effective social worker because I was injured. Anyway, okay, all those thoughts that go in your head when you start judging yourself and beating yourself up.
And what didn't work? Yeah, you're right.
Right. So I come home, I open up the local paper and it said, there was an ad. It said, are you a woman? Do you have a business idea? And it was a course to take a 6-month business course to write a business plan. What do I know? I just was like, and somehow, right, these signs that you pay attention to. I turned to my husband. I said, wow, look at this. I'm quitting my job. I'm taking this course. I'm starting a worm business.
I'm going to stop doing my social work and I'm going to get worms. What did he say? What was he like? He was like, what?
No, he was like, yes, dear. I mean,
Yeah, he's going to support. No, I'm positive.
You can't go against the force.
It's going to happen. Let it happen.
And full disclosure, I really felt my partner was gainfully employed. So I felt like I had a safety net because he was working. Won't this be fun? I'll have a little worm business. That'll be nice. Again, the universe is such a comedian. Oh, what a sense of humor.
Wait, you can't just say that and then move on. What did you say? The universe is what?
This universe has it's such a jokester, really.
It's such a Canadian.
Comedian.
Now you see why it was funny. I thought you said the universe is such a Canadian. I'm like, what? Got it. Sorry. Sorry.
And apologetic. So 2002, I take the course. I start my worm business. Our landfill filled up. So we're exporting our garbage. I have a solution. And in 2002, the summer of 2002, there was a garbage strike.
A garbage strike? Oh, like the workers
went on strike. They're not gonna take our garbage away anymore. So we had a big mountain, like it was a big stinking piles of garbage from 6 million people. It was a big problem.
Big problem.
And I decided that I would take my worms on a road trip. I was watching the news and people were lining up for 3 hours to drop off their garbage, like nothing better to do than take your go line up and drop off your garbage. So I thought those people don't compost. You know, as an entrepreneur, entrepreneurs have vision that other people don't see in the work that they're doing. So for me, I see food waste everywhere. That's just my target. That's, you know, I see that as a resource. I don't call it garbage. It's a resource. It's food for something. And you can turn that into compost and grow more, more food. So I see food waste everywhere. I decided I would go to educate some people in the lineup, and I sent out press releases to the Toronto outlets. 5 minutes after sending my press release to the Toronto Star, I got a call from a reporter. He's like, "Oh, thank you for your press release about worm composting. I wrote an article last week about composting and forgot about the apartment dwellers."
Look at that.
When you're done at the transfer station, come on down to the Star. So I was like, hey, I could go right to the Star, right? I don't have to go, but I have a psych degree. I'm curious. I'm curious about people.
Of course.
This was a fascinating experience. I don't know what gave me the universe. The universe was pushing me to do this.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. And that's why you started with, I listened to what it was telling me. Got it.
Right. So I went down to the transfer station. There was, I don't know, maybe 80 to 100 picketers. So safety in numbers on their part, right? You're not an individual when you're part of a mob.
Yeah, I like that.
I hope people are hearing that because of what's happening in today's world.
Yes.
When we're in a mob, we're not the individual. It's not us. It's the voice of the people, like the group. And there was a private investigator recording it. He had been hired by the city in case there was any skirmishes. And somehow I felt safe, like, oh, good, if I die here today, it will be recorded.
Your mentality. You said, I'm going in.
I'm pretty sure I had that thought, like, okay, good, that guy's there. So probably nothing will happen because he's there, is what I really thought.
Got it.
Okay, so I go and I don't know what gave me the courage. I'm not sure. 23 years later, I'm not sure that I would be able to go and face the crowd today. I'm not sure that I would.
Why?
I don't know. Just because it was potentially very dangerous on my own. Like young woman from Bradford disrupts the union with worms.
With a box of worms, screaming at everybody, compost!
And, for the people in the cars, I'm sure that I was a nice distraction. They're going to be sitting there for 3 hours like, oh, here's this girl. And so there's the union shouting at me things I can't say on your podcast. And me not shouting back, I was standing my ground. They were saying, you got to go. You can't be here, da-da-do. And I was like, I'm on the road. I mean, I pay taxes too. Get out. Right. Yeah. I was asking the people in the cars, like, a few questions. Do you compost? Why not? Would you if there was incentive? All of these kind of questions. When the union realized that I wasn't going anywhere, then now they turned to the people and they said, if you talk to this woman or take anything from her, we're not going to allow you to drop off your garbage.
Wait, what? That's horrible.
Right.
You mean in a free society, they're demanding for people not... That doesn't make sense. But yeah, go ahead.
It wasn't one person though, right? It was the mob.
Holy no.
Right. So the mob mentality, I really want people to hear that when we're in a mob, we're not ourselves and we're not responsible anymore. So things happen and we get hung up in the action. Anyway, okay. And so people were rolling up their windows. Now they probably were pushing a button, but it's rolling up the window. No. Get away from me, crazy lady. Now I'm not fun anymore. So people wouldn't talk to me. And then the police came. And today, if I did go to face the mob, I would be arrested. But I left. I really don't like conflict. It's really interesting what I've chosen, or what chose me, because the worms are the word worm has a bad energy. Like computer viruses are often worms. Parasites in your belly are worms. Can of worms. Oh no, you've opened up a can.
Yeah, you opened up a can. Yes.
I always go, yay, can of worms. Oh, sorry, I know it's negative.
Well, you were opening up a can of worms, and figuratively. That's amazing.
So I left there. When the police came, I didn't even talk to the police. I just was like, okay, let me go. They came to get rid of me, so I'll just go. And I went to the Star, and I had my first article in the Toronto Star, largest paper in Canada, big exposure, on July 18th, 2002. Back to the universe being a jokester. I call up my husband. I'm like, yay, I got an article in the Toronto Star. My market, right? Apartment dwellers. And he said, I'm on my way home. I just got downsized. That's what I did. No. What? Like, wait till I start my business. And
Yeah, get going here. Write a letter.
But I never would have started my business if I didn't have a partner who was gainfully employed. So I really applaud single parents, men and women who are doing the whole thing. Like they're starting a business, they're looking after the family. There's so many things. So I applaud people who have the courage.
Thank you for
to do
saying
that.
that. Thank you for saying that. Seriously. So that's where your passion for this began. How did you feel that so many people were like against it when it's such a good solution?
I wasn't paying attention. Again, as an entrepreneur, they say to pay attention to what the client wants. I wasn't. I would hear people, I was an accidental entrepreneur. I don't know anything. I came from an employee background. Everyone I knew worked hard and they worked for 30 years and then they got a gold watch. Why do you need a watch when you retire? I don't know.
Time is not the way. Yeah, that makes no sense actually. You mentioned it. Why a watch? Time is over. You're not.
Yeah, you don't need to. Yeah, you don't have a schedule anymore.
Yeah.
I never understood all those things, but so I stumbled upon this. I did take the business course. Yeah, and I they say to pay attention. So people don't buy what they need. They buy what they want. They didn't want what I was, they needed the worms, but they didn't want it. And I was like, no, it's important. So I wasn't paying attention. I was still and I'm very high energy. You might have noticed that. Tons of energy, right? I think we're similar because everything's energy. When we don't have energy, we're dead.
Yep.
That's another topic.
Real quick, I do love your energy though. It is amazing. I don't know. I like people that are that way, that they're themselves no matter what, and they're willing to let go of their energy out there, not worried about what anybody. I love it. I just love your energy. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Yeah. So I really wasn't paying attention. I heard many times, ooh, worms in the house. And I was like, yeah, not you. Next. Okay, you're not the one. And in 2012, 10 years into my worm mission, one more person said, ooh, worms in the house. And I heard it. I felt it. I questioned everything.
Whoa.
And I was like, oh my gosh, now what, universe? Now 10 years, I don't know what to do. And the very next day I was introduced to laughter yoga.
To who?
Laughter yoga.
Oh, laughter yoga. I don't know what that is, but it sounds.
It's so fun, right? It's not doing yoga and laughing, and I don't do yoga. I still am not a yoga practitioner.
Got it.
I jumped right to the fun yoga. This laughter yoga is laughing as a cardiovascular exercise.
Yeah, laughing is the best medicine for almost anything. Yes.
Right? It brings us, thank you. It's the best medicine. And my next question is, have you had your daily dose? Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins versus cortisol and adrenaline when we're stressed. So there I was, at a business meeting at the very place that I wrote my business plan. Come on, you can't make this stuff up.
Yeah. Universe is talking.
Yeah. Hello. Paying attention. That same week, so the speaker did a 5-minute introduction to laughter yoga. I was like, laughter yoga? What's that? I've not heard of that before. That sounds fun. That same week, I was at a business networking event. Hundreds of people. The very first woman I met was a laughter yoga teacher. And I was like, what? So I said to her in 2012, I said, laughter yoga's mainstream. I think she got offended. She said, no, it isn't. And we trooped around that night. Everybody we met, I said, have you heard of laughter yoga? Have you? Nobody had heard of it. So I said, oh my gosh, first the worms, now laughter. What is happening, universe? What do you want from me?
What's the deal?
And her club was 5-minute walk from Toronto's a massive city. And she had a laughter club and it was 5-minute walk from where my mother-in-law lived. And I was like, wow. And my mother-in-law, she passed in 2021, but she said to people, whenever Cathy asks me to do something, I say yes, because it's always an adventure.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
I loved her so much. We had a really beautiful relationship. So I phoned her up. I said, hey, Mary, you want to go to laughter yoga? She said, what's that? And I said, I don't know, but I don't want to go alone.
I'm dangerous.
So it became our date night. It was so beautiful. We'd go out for dinner, and she was so lovely. She would say, "We better not have garlic." It's like, no, as long as we both have it.
No, it is.
And yeah, we would go monthly, and then the club closed. It was at a corner in Toronto that has it's Condoville, like 20,000 people live at that corner.
Wow.
And she had to close her club because there wasn't enough interest. And it's marketing, right? Everything's marketing. I'm like, these people just don't know this super fun thing is right here, right now. Like, and people will say, so laughter yoga, let me tell you about laughter yoga. Started in 1995 by a medical doctor. So it has street cred, Dr. Madan Kataria. His goal is world peace.
Really?
Wow. There are clubs around the world. North America's a late adopter. That's why many people.
Yes. Yes,
we're a late adopter. We are. Like things look what they're doing. Nah, not for us.
Not for us. And we end up there at one point.
Eventually we're like, maybe that is something. So yoga's kind of just arriving. I get that there's a yoga studio on every corner now, but it's still not everybody practices yoga, including me. Yeah, so there's clubs around the world, and I think laughter yoga was started in 1995. So Dr. Kataria could train people around the world, and we could be ready for 2020. Before 2020, there was very few opportunities to laugh online. Even Dr. Kataria felt that we needed to be in person to get the energy, to feel, to really experience it. And 2020, of course, we all jumped online because we were locked in our homes. And it's so beautiful. It works beautifully. You have gallery view in Zoom, and it's making eye contact. Yep. It's little games. It's not jokes or comedy, because jokes are cultural. Right, two people going in somewhere.
Give me a second. But yes, they are. A culture would find one. Yeah, got it. Got the idea.
Right, if the joke's about two people, it's probably not funny for those two people.
Yeah. Got it.
Right, so it's not so telling jokes and laughing. It's laughing as an exercise. And it's so magic. It's like we knew at one time we've forgotten this potent medicine that's right inside us. When we're laughing, here's the most important piece, I think, for laughing. There's many benefits, but the most important is the oxygen. Our brain requires 25% more oxygen than the rest of our body as an operating principle.
Man, you're smart. Like, it's like normal talk to you, huh? Go ahead. Love it.
I'm powerful.
Yes, you are. Yes, indeed.
So the brain, when we're stressed, we're not breathing properly. We shallow breathe, blood-live oxygen leaves our brain so we can escape from the situation, like I'm doing, like as if we're running. We don't always have to literally leave the situation. It's usually in our mind, this perceived fear that we have, the threat is usually in our head. But it doesn't matter because our body acts the same. The little amygdala, the stress center of the body, has not evolved since prehistoric times. And its role was to keep us safe. It is to keep us safe. If we were going to be eaten by a saber-toothed tiger,
we want to run.
We want to know. And that's great. But today we're living in this perpetual state of stress.
Yes.
We're tight. We're not breathing. We're secreting cortisol all the time. And when we're in our stressful state, we're not in rest and digest. So although people eat, they stress eat, I would suggest if you're stressed, do not eat.
Yeah, that's the worst thing you could do.
Because it's going in and coming out, but the nutrients are not being absorbed into your body because your body is not in digest mode. So laughter back to the oxygen. When we're laughing, we're exhaling. Ha 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 ha. We have to go.
Got it. And you're just.
So we can continue. Ha ha ha. So it forces the deep breathing without thinking, I gotta breathe deep. We just do it. Like, ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. And here's another magic part about this whole laughter piece is our body doesn't know the difference between real and simulated laughter. Our brain does.
Oh.
Our body's like, pew, 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 secreting out blood drugs.
Got it.
Right? Like our body's having a party and our brain's like, hey, what's going on? Why are you laughing? What do you do? You look ridiculous. Stop it. There's no jokes. Why are you laughing? right? So that's the ego. I would suggest if somebody wants to go to a laughter club, attend twice. Plan to attend twice. The first time might be weird
Got it.
because it's new. Like when we start a new job, it's like, oh, all those
Yeah,
thoughts.
you don't feel comfortable, and yeah. But then as you get used to it, it becomes a normal part. Yeah.
So there's little games to inspire the laughter. So where there's clapping, you're clapping palm to palm. So you're activating the meridians, and the rhythm is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and the words are ho ho.
Simulated laughter, basically, right? You're simulating the laugh. Yeah.
We are, and the role of this. When I started laughter yoga, I thought, this is so. What is happening with this part?
What am I doing?
This is so strange. That part plays a really important role in priming our brain, like Pavlov's dog, the ringing of the bell. Right. So when we're clapping, the people that are cerebral, the people that are in their head all the time, the logical people that have a really hard time getting into their body because they're always thinking. They're always thinking, trying to think their way out of things. You got to feel your way out, people. You can't think your way out of it. So that gives them something to do with their hands. So then they're not like, because we could literally say in a laughter club, okay, laugh. And there we go. Just laugh.
Then you think about, I'm sitting here laughing, where am I? All that ego stuff comes up. So the clap helps you.
The clapping just helps you. Okay, I have something to do. So you're not thinking, you're playing. And there are little games. So one of the things is laughter cream. Hey, there's a new product on the market. Laughter cream. Yes, there is. Ha ha ha. Fun. It comes in a pump. How convenient. You pump out some laughter cream and wherever you put it, you laugh. So.
Like, yeah. That's what this is. That's laughter cream.
So the laughter yoga is deep diaphragmatic breathing and the practice of the laughter. That's why it's called laughter. It's a practice. It's like we don't go to the gym once, right? We're like, oh, I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to go to the gym once, or I'm going to go jogging once, or I'm going to have one good night's sleep and I'll be done for life. No, I'm going to have one delicious meal and I don't have to eat any more nutrient-rich food. No, it's a practice. So just like laughter is a practice and we need to employ it. I hear from people all the time, like, there's so many things going on in the world. How can I laugh? Well, here's how you laugh. It's easy to laugh when things are good.
But it's
when
hard
we're all feeling good and we just got a new job and all our kids are all behaving well and everything's.
The wife is good. The husband's good.
The president is behaving and not saying silly things on the news. Yeah, every day. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean that. It's easy to laugh when things are going well. Is my point. We need to laugh intentionally when things are not well. And I'll give you and your listeners a tip. When we're driving and somebody cuts us off, it's never personal. Unless it is.
No, they don't,
waiting for like there's Julio, let's get him.
Yeah, they don't even know who you are. It's not a targeted thing. Yeah, I like that you say that.
Right? So you're driving, maybe you're distracted, whatever, your lane ends and oops, you've cut somebody off. When you cut somebody off, you always know. You know. Of course. And you're looking in the mirror. So when somebody cuts me off, it triggers me. I've trained myself to now it's time for laughter yoga. Time for laughter. So I flail my arm around. They're looking, right? The person's looking. I'm like,
yeah. No, I imagine being in the other car.
Right there.
Cathy. Oh, that was good.
Right. So I actually get more space because they know that they're thinking I'm mad, but I'm laughing. Like it's fine. Yeah. That's on them. They give me more space. So that there's a gift for you and your listeners. Next time, try it. Like just try it. Because it changes. Instead of going, why did now they're one car ahead of me? I could be up there. Like, I don't know. We take on this ego when we're driving our cars. Like we're surrounded by
it's all ours.
Right. Like here we are. I'm safe in my tank here. And it's really funny with driving how people get road rage and stuff. It's like, oh my gosh, one car. It's not going to make you any later.
At all. And they're going to leave. They're not going to think about how mad you were. You make no impact to that other person.
Zero. Right. Yeah. So it is laughing with intention, and it changes everything. Even just by smiling, as soon as we smile, we send a note to our brain. Hey, I must be happy. I'm
Happens again.
smiling. Like pew, pew, pew. And, you can just even do a challenge. I've challenged people. I have a laughter club, and I challenge people like every day. My resting face is smiling because I've trained myself, and I'm think, am I smiling? Oh, and then I smile. Then I'm grinning. And when I'm driving, I'm looking at the people next to me, and I'm like,
You have a laughter club as well?
I do. I do have a laughter club.
Like, I have some questions. So
Okay.
so the place closed down and that gave you,
Going back to the police.
oh, what? So, so
Yeah,
remember,
so I got my article.
and that made you full force get into it.
Well, I was in my business already. Just now my husband is unemployed. Now I got to work harder. Now I got to do more. And
So
so
what do you do? What do you do for someone like that wants to start doing this? What's your service or product?
now I do, because I realized people had this fear of worms. I needed to create the market. I needed,
Yes, that's entrepreneur mentality.
I needed to create the market. I knew I had a solution, but people were afraid of what I had. So I needed to overcome that barrier. I started to do school workshops.
And you did a TEDx,
I've done 2 TEDx talks.
which is super exciting for anyone that's not in the speaking industry. That's like a big deal. That means you're there, So yeah, that's huge. And so, okay, so you're teaching about it.
I'm educating, absolutely, yes. Over 100,000 students have seen my presentation.
What? Cathy, you go girl. That's amazing. I was writing some things down. I write notes as we speak of
Okay.
things that I'm hearing. And I asked you, why did you start this? You did give me the reason. But it kind of looks, you got a psych degree, you're a social worker, you're helping in this area, you're trying to show people how to use laughter. It's something, you're like a service to your community or to the world. That's your mindset. Why do you want to help so much? What in your life made you say that what I want to do in my life? Because that's what you did in every part of your profession that you have mentioned. It's helping in some way, some shape, some form. Why?
It probably goes back to as a child. So just quickly, my parents divorced when I was 7. My stepdad moved in right away, so clearly there was shenanigans before. But what do I know at 7? Who's this man? He lived with us for 14 years. My stepfather I loved him so much. He was so beautiful. He was like the dad that I would have loved to have. Yeah, he was beautiful. He died at 38
Oh, that's young.
of a brain tumor, and oh my gosh. And that affected me. So what happened at 20, I was 21 when he passed. I lived in France, and when I was going to France for a year to learn French, even though we speak French in Canada, I wanted to learn the real French.
The Northern land.
And I wanted the experience, probably.
Of course.
When I was being driven to the airport, Mike said to me, my stepdad, he said, "Why are you going? Like, it's not going to be the same." And we'd created this beautiful father-daughter relationship. We played racquetball every Sunday, and he was the coach of my baseball team, and like we were really close. And I said, no, of course it's going to be the same, because we've got this bond now.
Oh.
Little did I know, when I came back a year later, he had been diagnosed with brain cancer and died within 6 months. So of course, when he came back, he was not the same.
Of course.
And on a certain level, I'm like, he must have known,
You think
right?
so?
Like,
Yeah.
wow, he knew. No, and then I was beating why did I go? I wish I could had. No, you can't stop it.
You can't.
So what I did with that was, even though he loved his work, I attached his death, his passing with work. And I said, I'm never going to stay in a job that doesn't serve me.
Oh.
And I never did. And then I became an entrepreneur in 2002, and it really is just about serving. I thank you for saying that, because that's my whole way. Like with my laughter club, I have this free club online. It's free. I started in June of 2020, so 4.5 years. It's really a commitment.
Yeah, I'm telling you, in everything social work, I hear in the States, I have in Florida, I have a mental health organization as well. I'm not a counselor, but I collaborate with them. And social work is like one of those licenses that it's all about serving community. That's what the direction is. So in everything you've done, everything you've mentioned, it's serving. It's like that's been your whole career, and now you're serving on another in another way with not only laughter. Now, how do we deal with this garbage situation? So you're making an impact. Do you feel that you're making an impact?
Yes. And from the improv world, sometimes I'm not sure. I think it's the human condition that sometimes, even though we're doing great work, we're doing all this stuff, it's not enough.
Yeah, and it never will be, unfortunately.
Right. I'm still like, man, how come people still haven't heard of this? Like,
Yeah.
I haven't done enough. But of course, I'm doing the best I can. And that's where the laughter comes in, to be honest, where I get to, when I get in my head and I get like, start beating myself up for not doing enough for the planet, that I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, give yourself.
I mean, you've done
right. Stop.
Yeah, you've done a lot.
Yeah.
You've done a lot, because choosing a career of service is definitely not the financial
Right.
that one wants. But when you choose that, is because that's not what's driving you. And that's why I asked the question, what's driving you is, how can I make a good impact on the community around me or the world? And you're doing it. So it's pretty cool to see. I love this idea. I really do. I promise I'm going to go get the equipment, and I am going. How do you buy worms online, right?
Florida is one of the largest growers in the state.
Yeah, I don't know why I even asked. So how do people get in contact with you? How do they, if someone wants to hire you to bring this information, what do they do?
So my worm website is cathyscomposters.com, Cathy with a C. And my laughter page is cathysclub.com. And I would love to invite you and your listeners to my free club. Everybody's welcome.
Yeah, please
It's
go.
9:30 a.m. Eastern, 30 minutes of super fun self-care. And I incorporate tapping, brain gym, qigong. I'm an eternal learner. I love learning. I love learning new things. And my gift is learning all this stuff and then being able to present it in a way that is understandable, that people go, oh, that makes sense. Instead of having to attend all these summits that I attend. I do attend a lot of online stuff. I read a lot, because I want this knowledge so that I can share it. And I want to just bring more stuff to my laughter club, just to help people sleep better, get out of pain, whatever it is. I just want to help people to live a better life, because when we feel good, we do good. Hurt people is what they say. And I think that when people are hurting, love is missing. Love is really the answer to everything.
It is for sure. Well, I'm happy that what you just said is, again, a service mentality. So I'm so happy that you're on the job, because it's an overall work, right? It's overall work, what you're doing. For the last question, what is one of the biggest lesson the universe has told you?
Two things. One is, without awareness, action is impossible. So if you don't know about something, you're not doing it.
Wait, without awareness,
action is impossible.
Oh, I like that.
And I thought of that with my worms. Like, if you don't know that you can have worms in the house, you don't have them. That's bad for business. And the second one is, it's no for sure unless you ask.
Oh my goodness, Cathy. No for sure unless you ask. That is a great business quote. Yes, I love it. Listen, you are a very powerful lady. I am telling you, I am so honored that you were here today. I am so happy that you are thinking differently and that your visions are differently about a problem that is huge. I'm happy that you're serving communities and making a difference. People, go to her laugh club. You have to go to her laugh club because it sounds fun, and two, it really works. She has training in this, so she knows what she's talking about. Cathy, thank you for joining me here today. I'm very proud that I had you. I'm very proud that I got to meet you. Have a great day.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Repeat after me. I am powerful.
I